For question 9, the question is, at what cost of medical care is the employee paying the same amount, whether using the insurance on the lowest cost plan or having no insurance? So let's take a look down in the figure at the bottom. And here I have taken, again, these are not the numbers from the assignment, but they're the made-up numbers that I've been using in my example above. And I have plotted the patient costs for the year as a function of the medical care expenses for the year. And you can see in blue here the curve for no insurance, for which every $100 of medical care expenses comes straight out of the patient's pocket. For the various plans A, B, and C, you can see that plan C, for example, has the lowest monthly payment, and then at some point it tends to get pretty expensive, and it's still growing up here. Plan A, on the other hand, is the most expensive in terms of the monthly charge, but it reaches its deductible quickly at $1,000. And so you can see that in this portion here, every $100 in medical care expenses comes out of the patient's pocket on top of the annual contribution, 12 times the monthly contribution. Once the patient has paid the deductible, the insurance kicks in, and so for every $100 in medical care expenses, the patient will only have to pay $20 or 20%, and the insurance picks up the rest, 80%. Finally, once the patient has paid the monthly, the deductible, and the out-of-pocket under Plan A, you can see that at this point, at $6,000, the insurance picks up everything, and no matter how much the medical care expenses are for the year, the patient does not pay more than $4,100 at the end of the year. We've seen this number before. Now, if you notice, depending on how much the medical care expenses are, in this area here, Plan C is the best. In this area here, Plan A is the best, comparing among the health insurance plans, and realizing that as a patient, you probably want to have the lowest out-of-pocket expense. So what in question 9 I'm asking you to consider is looking at the plan that is always the lowest cost among the 3 plans. And you can see in this case, it's Plan C here and Plan A here. Plan B is never the lowest cost plan. So comparing that best choice of plans with the out-of-pocket, where do we have the two of them result in the same out-of-pocket expense? And you can see in this case, we are close to the point with a value of $3,750. At that point, on Plan A, which is the best of the 3 plans for that level of medical care expenses, a patient who has no insurance will pay $3,750 out of pocket. A patient who has insurance under Plan A will pay the monthly charge, will pay the deductible, will pay a portion of the out of pocket, amounting to a total of $3,750, and the insurance will pick up some additional amount of money, so that at the end of the year, the patient covered by Plan A will be paying $3,750 in total patient costs. In question 9, these curves are going to be a little bit different, but you're still looking for the bottommost curve here, the one that has the lowest patient costs, and where that curve, the plan curve, intersects this blue curve, which is always going to be the same out of pocket. Every $100 in charges, medical care expenses, will be $100 out of the patient's pocket at the end of the year.